What's going on, guys? Chris back with you with another unboxing and review video. And this right here in front of us, guys, is going to be the Aodin, if I pronounce it correctly, Aodin Android TV box. Let's go ahead and get right on into it. Number one, I do like the packaging, green on black, absolutely spot on, fantastic. Now I have taken a quick sneak peek just at the box. I haven't lifted up the accessories or anything like that, but right before I started filming, I did take a little sneak peek, and this is definitely a very nice Android box, a lot thinner, we'll get to in just a second, than my other ones. I do have other ones that I have reviewed, and they are more boxier, like the older Rukus, and this thing is spot on, fantastic here, as we can see the thinness of it here. Let's go ahead and take in comparison a Canon S110, and that is thinner than, of course, the Canon S110 if you're familiar with point and shoot cannons, but you're probably not familiar with that, so let's take the iPhone 6 4.7 inch screen, and that is the difference, obviously way thinner. You could probably stack maybe 3 iPhone 6s together, and that would be equivalent to how thin that is. Well, I mean, you guys can kind of see that on camera. Anywho, let's go ahead and get right into it here. 4 pads on the back for scratch resistant for your tabletop, desktop, computer setup. We have a DC 5 volt power line in. We have a digital optic input right there. We have a landline right there for Ethernet, so you can directly connect in, not to worry about disconnection issues with Wi-Fi if you don't want to go that route, or you can go Wi-Fi if you want to go that route as well. HDMI port, of course, and then a PC USB port right here on that side. Coming around to this side, we have another 2 USB ports here, and right here is a TF card reader slot, a micro SD card, the same as you put into a GoPro device. Again, the very small SD card. Here in the box, we got our nice instruction manual here. You do probably want to read through that a little bit before you do set it up. I mean, they're pretty easy. It's pretty much just plug and play. Let's go ahead and run a couple specs by you guys real quickly here. It does support many different formats of photo and audio and video. I'll go ahead and, just like all my videos, I'll link the direct link in the description box below, so this video isn't crazy long. You guys can read more about the specs, but I'll go ahead and hit the main specs here right now. The USB hubs are 2.0 host connectors with maximum output current of 1.5 amp, 5 volt. The support standard RJ45 cable network connection and wireless network connection. Supports infrared remote control operation, Android 5.1. CPU 64 bits, big dot little architecture, octa-core Cortex A53, up to 1.5 gigahertz. Supports 4K 30 frames per second, H.264, and 4K 60 frames per second, H.265 video decoding. Multi-format 1080p 60 frames per second video decoding. Accessories, you do get a HDMI cable, remote control, power adapter, and user manual. And according to the instruction manual, and I see it right there, if you do need to reset it, there's a very, very small reset button on the bottom of it right there. Cool. I'm guessing there's probably some USB and LCD on the front screen there. We'll go ahead and plug it in and give it a little run for its money here. Continuing with the packaging, got a little box here. Let's go ahead and get this guy out first. Probably our power cord, or probably, no, not our power cord. We have a USB extender, nice, male to male. So that is an extension, and that's probably ballpark, I want to say a foot and a half, 2 feet, maybe even, yeah, it's about 2 foot. Male to male USB extender if you needed to use an extender. That's actually really cool. If I don't need to use it with this, I'm definitely going to use it for my mouse USB, because sometimes the distance, it kind of gets a little scraggly, so I have to move my whole entire keyboard closer to my desk, so I actually might need that for my computer setup. Cool. We have an HDMI cable as well, and the HDMI cable should be pretty short, so I'm not sure if this is going to be up to your specs or not. I never use these cables anyway, but you might need to use it, so let's get you a little spec on that. That's probably a little over 2 feet. That's probably 2.5 feet or so HDMI cable. Again, very short, but if you need it, you need it. If you don't, you don't. Cool. All right, next box up is going to be this one here inside the packaging. And in here, we have our power adapter here. And that is going to be running, again, I think I mentioned it, output is 5 volt, 2.0 amp. Absolutely fantastic. Let's get you a quick cord length on that. Some of these specs, these cord lengths, people might be interested in. Others could care less, but I always like to include it. That is probably a 4-footer, maybe a 4.5 footer, probably about a 4.5 footer plug or so, tip to tip right there. Absolutely fantastic. Again, plugs just in the back like that there. Coming over here to our last little box inside this little packaging here. Let's go ahead and see what this one is. And inside is our remote control. Absolutely spot on. And that looks exactly like my old Roku remote control. Very cool. It even has a little flap at the end. That's pretty much the exact same design as the Roku one that I did have previously to having Android boxes. But again, no batteries are included. It's AAA back there. So what we're gonna do now, guys, is we're gonna go behind us over here to this TV right here. We're gonna plug it in and get it set up, look at the menu, show you a few different features on it, maybe B-roll a quick little movie that's already plugged into the system, and tell you what we think of it after. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is 2 AAA batteries right there in the back of the remote control. And here is your main screen after it fires up here. And you do have, of course, you know, quick little mute buttons there and unmute it. Of course, scroll up, scroll down, all that fun stuff. Let's go ahead and see what's in the apps and already downloaded here. We have browser, calendar, Google settings, Skype, wireless update, YouTube video, music, Twitter, Netflix. Netflix is always cool because I do Netflix still sometimes, so not really sure why. But of course, Kodi, you know, that's always awesome. And then of course, we have our home button right here. You just hit that one time, you go back to here. You have your browsers and all that fun stuff, social apps, online video. Let's go ahead and hit this real quickly here. Hulu, watch TNT, and we can add video and all that good stuff there. Now you will have to hook this up wirelessly, of course, so you want to go into settings. I'm not going to do that on camera, obviously, for the extent of privacy and how long it takes, but go down here to settings. And then you're gonna go, you know, here, and this one does have Bluetooth right here. You would just hook up like a Bluetooth keyboard for better scrolling and searching. Wi-Fi connected to your, of course, your home router, or again, you can plug in an Ethernet cable directly in the back of your modem, or if you have, like mine, I have a cable modem router, so it's a one device. Of course, security accounts, USB, all that fun stuff, time, date, even has printing capabilities here, about device, storage apps, brightness. You guys kind of understand what Android is all about. So anyway, a very cool little box here. Let's go ahead and fire up a little movie and see how it streams real quickly. All right, guys, we fired up Kodi, and it took about maybe about a minute and a half to go ahead and fire up and program for the first time here. As we can see here in video, it has Exodus already downloaded here, add-on, film on, UMP, Universal Media, Vice, and the Royal We. Haven't really heard of that one, but I've heard of Exodus, and I do like Exodus. There's another one called Salt for video as well, but I recommend Exodus. I haven't had any issues streaming with Exodus. So if you're going to be using this for film, etc., you just drop down to Exodus. Comes up here, you search, you know, you run for the first time, etc. Let's go ahead and fire up just something real quickly here so I can show you the streaming capability here. Let's go ahead and watch most popular just real quick here. And I do recommend grabbing a controller like this. This one is not Bluetooth, it's USB, but it's absolutely spot on fantastic. This controller definitely gets a little bit of a pain sometimes, so let me just briefly show you guys if you're going to be scrolling down with this. Now again, it all depends upon your internet connection. Mine is not the best, but let's go ahead and fire up Zootopia. And again, this controller does not come with it, but you know, you guys get the idea. So just a little USB dongle inside the side of the Droid box. So I'm on Exodus again. Fires up, does take a little bit of time to fire up for the first time, at least with my internet provider, and I'm going solely off wireless. I don't have any Ethernet directly imported. If you did, it would be a little quicker. Let's go ahead and scroll down. Let's just try out 1080p, number 1, Gen Video, and I'll just show you guys the stream capabilities real quickly so we can get a little bit of an example fired up. As you can see, fire it up right away. Let's go ahead and fast forward so we can see definitely HD, beautiful right there. I don't have a 4K TV, but it is compatible. That is definitely high definition right there. And that fired up really, really fast. I dig it. But as we can see here, when you do stream with Kodi right there, as you can see right there, it says 1080p, AAC 2.0, and the sound, you know, you just need to get a good stream going. But Exodus, like I mentioned, Exodus, which is already integrated your first time you fire up Kodi, I definitely recommend that. Absolutely fantastic, love it. And again, guys, the company does sell 2 models. This one is the more beefed up version. This one is actually the AT3 2GB plus 16GB, and so that's absolutely spot on fantastic. Again, look in the description box below. I'll leave the link, and then that will actually take you to both ones. They actually sell one that's the AT1 1GB plus 8GB, or again the AT3 2GB plus 16GB, and that's what this one is. This one is the more beefed up version, and definitely I love beefed up versions because it's quicker, and it's more on the dot. Alright guys, overall definitely an awesome Android box. I have reviewed many Android boxes already, and so I am familiar with the product and the setup and all that stuff. That's why I don't need to be testing it for a long period of time, because I am very familiar. I've been using 2 over there already, so this one is the 3rd one stacked up, and I definitely like how fast this one is, not to mention how thin this one is as well. And I do like how it has digital out or digital in, meaning that I literally can get a pair of wireless headphones. I can use a digital out going from there, or digital in into the digital out, so it goes from the Android box into my wireless headphones, because I do use wireless headphones because my wife goes to bed a lot earlier. So it's definitely a cool feature that my other one does not have. So thank you guys so much for watching the review. Again, look in the description box below. Any unanswered questions that are you kind of still vague about, you can read more about it when you click on that link below in the description box. Alright guys, my name's Chris. I'm going to see you on the next review, and if you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button, because not only do I review Android boxes, I review drones, I do house projects, all the stuff. Subscribe so you're always up to date. Scroll through the channel. I got a ton of stuff on there. See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.